Hello, Juergen. Good seeing you again.
Hey, Richard.
Just recently, SAP and Lition announced that they have signed a contract to work together on a next-generation blockchain protocol. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about this cooperation?
Yeah. So SAP is already offering an SAP Leonardo blockchain as a service. So there you can, for example, take Hyperledger as a protocol and spin up Hyperledger nodes. So that is good. But also, as we already said, there are certain challenges. So what SAP is doing with Lition, and here it's a very good use case, as we already mentioned. So as we do see these challenges, also SAP, we always discuss what do customers need. And you have this deep domain knowledge with Lition. So here challenges came up on how do you actually keep the good things like immutability, but also get scalability done, and talk about think GDPR. If you want to roll this out to a large population in Europe, so in Germany, you need to for example also solve deletability and so on and so on. So there's many aspects that actually are relevant for SAP from a technology perspective. And then what we very often do is we do co-innovate at SAP with startups. So therefore, this collaboration totally makes sense. So you bring in this new challenge because many customers, partners will have this challenge. So solving that together, working on this together, SAP and Lition, I like this a lot. And at Consensus, Thorsten Strube, who is running blockchain at SAP, announced this partnership. And for me, that totally makes sense.
So how will SAP and Lition work together to achieve this next generation blockchain?
So what works very well is focusing on design thinking. So in design thinking, it's a structured approach to innovation. And you always look at three things at the same time, which makes it very hard. It's desirability. Does someone want to have it? Feasibility. Is it possible? And how is it possible? And viability. Does it economically make sense? And so with this framework, there will be a lot of workshops going on. And actually what I foresee happening is that SAP brings the enterprise grade blockchain, all the experience that SAP has in building scalable data storage, data processing, smart contract execution. So this will all happen from an SAP side. And then what also will happen is that there will be, and we foresee that there will be pluggable verification layers and consensus layers, so that infrastructure will be built. And Lition will bring in a consensus layer that actually then helps bringing these use cases from a permissioned blockchain, which we see currently happening very often, to a public blockchain, such that actually the verifications also can happen on a public blockchain, which will be necessary in the Lition scale of the blockchain network that you will build.
So what would be an example of this new public blockchain?
When you do distribute energy as you do today, and when you have millions and millions of end consumers, actually that does not work anymore in a private blockchain, because then only the two of us would see it. It also doesn't work in a permission blockchain when there's maybe a few dozen people, but it needs to be on a public blockchain. And currently that's a technical challenge. We talked about this very briefly. Yep. So this is something where co-innovation really makes sense, to bring the best of both worlds together and making this happen and moving blockchain forward to the next step.
Great. I think that's exactly what we'll do, and I think that's also what the technology needs a little bit. Huh?
I fully agree. So there will be a lot more blockchain use cases going forward, and that's why the collaboration is also so important.
It's true.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Juergen.